what the community is telling us is those efforts haven't borne fruit, that training is well and fine, but we need so much more. And we need better systems of accountability, of expectation, of leadership, of cultural change, of true, authentic community engagement and partnership, so that the decisions that are affecting their lives are ones that are made in consultation with communities, with the Black community in Minneapolis, with communities of color, with indigenous communities, with the immigrant community, with the LGBTQ community. And we have a fantastic chief of police, Mario Arredondo, Rondo he's called. And he's been working very, very hard. But still, something isn't quite working out. What is that? Do we know? Have we asked? Have we developed these bills in partnership, in conjunction, in conversation with those communities? Well, if you're wondering what that is, what those things are, just take a look at the raft of bills that have been introduced by Senator Champion, Senator Hayden, Senator Torres-Ray, Senator Herr, Senator Franzen, because those bills have been done in a collaborative fashion, in partnership and relationship and conversation with those communities from Minneapolis, from St. Paul, and beyond. So, there's nothing to dislike about advancing $6 million to support and strengthen law enforcement training and implementing best practices. But the question really does beg, why haven't body cameras changed the picture? Why hasn't implementation of procedural justice changed the picture? Why do we hear that when we see a murder in cold blood on video camera, we hear that the only difference is that we saw it on camera? And even on camera, the police report filed was false. The truth wasn't contained in that incident report, and it had to be amended. And in fact, the police spokesman was embarrassed and had to backtrack his original comments about what exactly happened. What are those things that aren't working for folks? It's very easy. Let's just simply ask for some partnership, some true, authentic relationship with communities. As people know, I've had a number of police reform, a series of police reform bills. I didn't just make them up off the top of my head and introduce them and decide that all things would flow, all good things would flow. I did that in deep, deep conversation over the course of several years after the death of Jamar Clark and Philando Castile. We go to the people whose lived experience tells them and then can tell us what the solutions are that are best in their lives. That's how we work best as elected representatives. That's how we function best as a chamber. And so that's what I would ask all of us to think about in the screen or the prism through which we look at this whole series of bills that are coming forward. Who are the authors? Who are the co-authors? And how did those bills get drafted and come about and become represented as the sweeping criminal justice reform that was promised at the outset of this session when Senator Hayden put that challenge, that existential challenge to us. How are we going to respond to George Floyd and his murder? And we were promised sweeping change. But all done, of course, not in conversation with Senator Champion or Senator Hayden or Senator Franzen or Senator Herr or Senator Torres-Ray. It was just kind of announced and rolled out in a Republican press conference in a Republican-controlled hearing. So, Senator Limmer, this is great, this is well and fine, but I'm still waiting for sweeping reform. And I'm still waiting for that reform that the community brings to us that they want us to talk about and debate in this chamber. Thank you, Mr. President.